Hi YouTube, I'm s&djr. It's time to have another little video to finish off my DCC mini-series. I've done 3 previous videos to that, all about DCC. If anyone wants to know a bit more about it, then just have a look at my channel, and they'll be on there. I've called it DCC mini-series part 1, 2 or 3. So yeah, have a look on there. While you're on my channel, have a look around and quite a few other videos. Now I'm building a layout currently. So yeah, this is part 4, and it's the Q&A bit and any areas I missed out. So I'm going to start off with the questions and answers, and one of my viewers did rightly remind me that I did miss out something about points. So anyway, yeah, first question is about the controller. Somebody asked me basically how much it was. Now, brand new from the Hornby website, it's £70. If you shop around, you can get them brand new for about £55–60. Or you can do what I did and go second hand. I've had no problems with it at all. And this one cost me £30. I just had a look on the internet, and some of them are finishing at about £25, £30 around that. So about the same price. So yeah, the equivalent Elite controller, that's about £100 off the Hornby website. Again, if you shop around, you can knock off about £10–15. Second-hand prices are sort of £50–60, so slightly more. A second-hand Elite is about the same price as a new Select, so you've got to go, do you want to buy a simple controller that does everything you want, or buy the Elite controller that does everything you want and more. So yeah, I do appreciate that Bachmann do a DCC controller as well. I think it's called EZ Command. I'm not too familiar with that, as you can see, I've only ever looked at Hornby. Well, actually, when I brought this, I wasn't aware that Bachmann did their own controller, so it's probably my bad. But anyway, yeah, if you want to, then I know, just look on Google or something, just look for it, and you'll find all the information you want to about it. But it's pretty much the same sort of thing. So yeah, someone else asked about when you buy your controller, does it come with the power track? Now, by power track, they mean this piece here. See, that clever, I thought I need to get in there sometimes. Which is this one here. I think everyone has seen it. It's just the short straight with your little block in the middle and your power connectors at the back with the 2 red buttons on top. The answer is no. If you buy this controller on its own, it just comes with a controller, power adapter and manual. That's all it comes with. Obviously if you buy it as part of a set, then it does come with that piece of track. But second-hand one of these will save you that. Well, it will save you more than £5 to go and buy one of these pieces of track, so it's not really bad. I do know of some people that just ditch that piece of track completely and they solder the track down. I actually agree that I feel that you get a better connection if you do that. But that track is fine. It's nice, simple, easy, and it works. So yeah, so you don't need that track to connect to the controller. So the final question that was asked was about the controller itself. Now, in a previous video I mentioned that you can run lights and stuff off your bus wire because it's a continuous between 6 and 12 volts. It's continuous the whole time. But that 12 and 16 volts, then sorry. That 12 and 16 volts, the controller actually moves up and down the 12 and 16 volts depending on how many locos are running and things like that. So the lights will dim and get brighter and flicker a little bit. Which is alright if you're going for an older look where you maybe have gas lights and things like that. But if you're going for a bit more of a modern era, you want your lights to be solid. So this is where this controller has an extra setting. The same goes for the Elite controller, it has the same thing. You've got your track A and B, or positive and negative, on this side. And on this side here you've got, they call it aux outputs. It's the same, positive and negative, and it's got 15 volts DC, constant 15 volts. Which means if you run a second bus wire around your layout and attach it to this side, you're going to have a solid 15 volts the whole time during your layout, which means you'll be able to have lights and stuff that won't flicker, they won't change brightness, they'll be exactly the same every time, which is quite nice. So yeah, that is all the questions I remember I had. If I've forgotten someone's, then please leave a comment, and I will try, and I will reply to it, instead of making like another part of the video. So yeah, the next thing is, I was quite rightly remembered that I missed out an area, so I'm just rearranging the shed, there we go. I missed out a little bit of an area that is a bit more important. It was about points. Now when I mentioned points before, I just briefly said about DCC clips and keeping your points clean. But there is actually two types of points. There's an electro frog point and an insel frog point. Now the electro frog point, as you said, it's allows electricity to go the whole way through the track the whole time. Insel frog, it insulates parts of the point to stop current running that way. Excuse me. Now the basic difference between them is exactly as I said. One insulates it and the other allows current to run the whole way through. Now for a DCC layout you want to buy an electro frog because it allows power to run through all of the track at the same time, exactly like you want to do. Now if you buy electro frog points and you want to run DC, then you have to add insulated between the 2 points or between the 2 sidings of pieces of track or whatever, to stop the whole thing being being live. As if you have 2 controllers, it can sort of confuse them a bit and maybe damage your locos. So anyway, yeah, you'll need insulated points if you've got electro frogs and DC. Now, if you're running DCC, you don't need to bother. And the other type of point is the insel frog point. Now, this one here has basically got the insulated fish plates built into it in a sense. By that, power is unable to get from this track to this track, which is what you need for DCC, because there is no connection between them unless the point is flicked and you get a connection between the 2 pieces of metal here. Now, any points that are insel frog and you want to use DCC on, you have to add these DCC clips. I've done a little video about them previously, so have a look at my channel for that if you want to. But yeah, the DCC clips are they basically do the same as the electro frog points, in that electro frog point has a piece of metal running between this track and this track here, which does the exact same job as the DCC clip. It connects them together, but it's a permanent connection, which allows current to run through all pieces of the points at the same time, and it does the same on the other side of the track as well for the same reason. Whereas the insel frog point relies purely on these connections here, which is good and bad. If you're like me and you've got scenery in there, you might have got a bit of glue, a bit of dirt or something in between the track, and you may find that your connection isn't very good. So you could find dead bits in your track and things like that, all because of your point isn't very clean. So with insel frog points, you have to keep this very clean, as clean as possible. Or you have to do this for DCC, adding your DCC clips. So yeah, there are some rumours that you need to add like solder bits of metal on and things like that. They're just complete rubbish. The points work. It just depends if you're running DCC layout with insel frog points and your DCC clips, or you need to solder wires running from one side of the point to the other. And the same goes for the other side of the point as well. If you're running DC with electro frog points, you'll need to add clips here and here. Sorry, I didn't mean to say clips, I meant to say insel frog. I'm going to start that again. If you're running insel frog points for DC, then you need to have in here insulated fish plates. They're the plastic nylon ones, to stop the current and any damage to your train occurring. So yeah, that is basically the end of my little DCC mini-series, part 4. If I've missed anybody's questions or anything, then please leave a comment, just leave them in the comment below and I'll write up an answer to it. I hope you found it a bit more interesting. So yeah, well, as I said, I'm away for a week or so. I've got a day off in the middle of those 2 weeks. I'm hopefully going to upload this video then, which should be Alright, when I get back, I've got 1 or 2 days off. I'm going to try and do some more work on the layout. I've got quite a few bits to do actually. I'm going to try and get as much done before I go, so I'll be able to get a video out to you as quickly as possible. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, listening. Any comments about this video or any of my other ones on my channel, then please leave them below. While you're sort of mooching around my channel, looking at all the videos and stuff, please, if you want to, please subscribe to the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching.